Okay, and Lego. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Temi and this is my 2020 setup video for my bullet journal. I use the Archer and Olive notebook for this setup. Please like it if you like the video and subscribe if you're new. Feel free to grab a hot drink and snack because this is about to be a long one. As I said, I use the Archer and Olive notebook. This is my first time using the Archer and Olive notebook. It's so beautiful, even the packaging is just amazing, crisp white papers. And obviously the first thing I had to do is to write my name in this notebook. I'm not going to lie to you, I was so nervous to film this video because it's a brand new notebook. This isn't my first new notebook, but I just felt so nervous and so excited to just produce something good in this book. The pressure was on. Archer and Olive is kind of like the notebook where you can do anything, right? Like no ghosting, no bleeding. So I was super nervous. All my materials are listed down and linked in the description box, so please take a look if you're interested in anything I've used. So I started by making a key page. This first page was a bit weird because of the binding. I couldn't put anything else on this first page. I didn't initially want to have a key. However, it felt like the only thing that really could go on this page. I think the key I use is synonymous with the main key invented by Ryder Carroll, where a dot represents a task, a cross through, and the rest, as you can see. The only thing I've added is a key for event, because I realized with my 2019 setup, I didn't have that at all. Speaking of my 2019 setup, I just uploaded my 2019 flip through, and if you like arty bullet journals, you're going to love that flip through. During the year last year, I didn't differentiate between events and normal tasks, which kind of confused me sometimes. So I think I'm going to try to implement this in 2020 and see how it works. I tried to keep the spread simple. I've gone for the black and gold theme. I just used a simple gold border to finish off the key. Next, I've got my grid spacing sheet. I usually split my pages into thirds, halves and quarters quite regularly, so I thought it'd be good to have some sort of grid numbering that I could use so I didn't need to count the boxes each time. I also added something unique on the side, so certain spreads such as my habit tracker spreads, my gratitude log and my monthly spreads usually have the same spacing no matter what the month is. I keep it very generic and very simple. I added a key so that I know the spacing for each of the elements within those, and I added this cute little doodle. Next, we've got my main 2020 cover page. I really tried to keep this whole setup minimal, believe me guys, I really tried to. And so I just wanted the simple 2020 text with my natural handwriting, and I wanted the 2020 itself to be in gold and the 2020 in words to be a nice, simple cursive. I also decided to add my year of, so I tried to do this each year, and next year for 2020 I'm really going to try to be consistent, so it's going to be my year of consistency. I'm planning on putting out a certain amount of content regularly on my YouTube and my Instagram, and I really just want to focus on that in 2020. Next, I've got my future log, and I've gone for the vertical layout for my future log. Last month I followed Amanda Rachley's setup and she had the horizontal layout, but I realised that I really ran out of space, and so I decided that this will give me the maximum amount of space, as well as give me space at the bottom to write birthdays or other things that I might decide to. I also added gold washi tape to the side because I do think it's important to be able to find my future log in the future because I refer back to this page a lot. I got this idea from Plant-Based Bride here on YouTube, and I think it's an amazing idea. The washi tape I got from Poundland. Goal spread, again I tried to be super simple with the layout, just having goals in the middle and 4 boxes for my main goals. I noticed last year that I didn't pay enough attention to what I was writing, so I'm going to try to be intentional towards the end of 2019 to make a list of goals and to fill in the spread basically. I split it into 4 sections: spiritual, personal, work and YouTube, because those are the main 4 areas I'm trying to work on. Next, I've got my vision board spread, and I'm sure you guys all know what a vision board looks like when it's filled in. I love the idea of a vision board. I'm such a visual person, as you can imagine, and so not only do I want my goals on paper, I want a visual representation of my goals. So my goals will be more literal and specific things that I want to achieve. My vision board will be all of those things, but also any other inspiring things for me. This spread will obviously look very different when it's filled in, but this is just a basic template for it. Next, I've got my 20 in 2020, and I couldn't resist doing this. It just seems like the perfect kind of year to do a 20 and, you know, anyway, I couldn't resist doing it. And it's things like read 20 books or go to the go to the cinema 20 times, just unique things like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it 20 different things or 20 20s. I really hope that makes sense. But again, that will look very different filled out, and I will post it on my Instagram when it's completely filled out. So follow me on Instagram if you're interested in seeing that. Now I've got my memory spread, and this was definitely one of my favorite spreads from my 2019 setup. I love the idea of capturing one highlight moment of the month, and it was so great to look back on in my 2019 bullet journal. I decided to go for the Polaroid kind of effect. I did this gold watercolor wash on the side, and I have two shades of gold, an ivory kind of gold and a gold. I initially used the ivory gold, and then after I added all the elements such as the washi tape to look like the Polaroids were being stuck onto the page, I just really did not like that effect. So I went over it with the more goldy gold. And I also had some gold foil laying around from when I did my abstract painting video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it up on the screen. And I just thought, let me just put some extra shine. How often do I get to use gold in my bullet journal? You know, let me just make it a little bit more. I had washi tape on the side, which I decided to take off because I thought it was way too much. And I decided to do some doodles of little Polaroids coming off the top. This was the last quarter of my memory spread, the last few months of the year, and I tried to do something that would tie in the whole gold, shiny, foily kind of theme without being exactly the same as the previous spread. I went for the quote, "Live life like it's golden," and as cheesy as it sounds, and you guys know me for my cheesy quotes, but as cheesy as it sounds, I really love the fact that it fit in with my golden theme, but also I think it's so important to live in the moment and just to really live and enjoy life, because you only get one life, guys. So I did the same watercolor wash on the side, and I love how it turned out. This is 100% my favorite spread from this whole setup. So cute and so beautiful, and I think works really well with the previous spread without being extremely repetitive. Next, I've got my YouTube default spread, and I mean, not many people will have a need for this kind of spread, but I realized that with my YouTube videos, I have a lot of settings for the sequence. If you know anything about Premiere Pro, I have a lot of export settings depending on what platform I'm putting it on, so it's different for social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter compared to IGTV or even uploading onto YouTube. And so I thought I'd make a spread where I could just have all of that information, and any new information I find out in the future I can also add to this YouTube default spread. So it's more a technical settings kind of spread. I also put the spread next to it for video ideas. So I'm actually planning on doing a content ideas list, like a content calendar, so that I stay on top of the content I want to put out and also just stay organized. If you've watched any of my Plan With Me videos in the past, I always have art brain dump pages each month. So that will stay. I will still have art brain dump pages because I do still want to make sure I'm putting out art related content, but I also want to make sure that I'm putting other YouTube content such as some of these bullet journal videos. I want to plan all my content for the year, and that's the spread where my ideas are going to go down into. Finally, I've got my tracker spread. My old tracker spread, if you saw my 2019 setup, was literally just a table. Like, it was as basic as it gets. So this year I was like, I'm using gold, let me be bougie or whatever, let me try to do something, let me try to do that. So I decided on having these gold circles running down the page, and they would have each of the months, and basically it's just a list. So I was all like, yeah, bougie, it's not that bougie at all, but it's a lot better than my last year's tracker if you saw that. And that concludes my flip through. I'm so excited to share this video, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. This black and gold theme I feel really worked very well for this golden 2020 that I was going for, and I just love the entire setup. Please tell me what you think down in the comments below. Like this video if you like it. If you decide to recreate any of these spreads, tag me on Instagram at temi.journals, and I will see you on my next video. Goodbye.